Oh, hey, welcome back to the program. Again, my name is Willie Austin. The program is The Morning Report. The Morning Report is a production of fightbackmedia.com, fightmedia.com, fightbackmedia.com, and fightbackmediatv.com. We appreciate you being there on this cold and rainy morning here in West Central Florida. On a cold and rainy Tampa morning. Yeah. You like my Elvis? No, neither. Um, it was a rough weekend. Um, there are a number of things that happened over the past few days. On Sunday, there were four University of Idaho students who were stabbed to death while they were sleeping. Stabbed to death. Horrific. Horrific. When the county coroner got there, she said there was so much blood was on the walls. I mean, obviously somebody was super angry, and those folks were targeted for some reason. They didn't go into that. You also heard, you guys know that I am a football fan. I talked about that a little later today. You guys know that I'm a football fan, and there was a shooting in Virginia. And this was end of last week. A group of students from a university went to DC to see a play, and upon return back to Charlottesville, one of the students got off and shot three of the students to death. They were three University of Virginia football players. Now, the shooter had some experience playing football, and I think was a walk-on, but didn't really make or made the team, but didn't play very much. Or there was some story about that. But you probably heard about that because that involved a gun. There was also a shooting. Let me make sure I get this story. There was a shooting in Colorado, and you probably heard about that. Now, maybe you didn't hear about the Virginia shooter because the Virginia shooter was black. Maybe you didn't hear about the stabbing because it didn't involve a gun, right? Maybe. I'm just saying. Uh, Colorado shooting. Let me get that information up on the 3DBB. Um, the Colorado Springs Police Department confirmed there are five are dead and 18 injured in the Club Q shooting. Apparently, this is a gay club that got shot up. Nobody really knows what type of gun it was. Nobody really knows. Everybody, Twitter is just a flitter with, I'm sure it was an AR-15. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. But you've heard about that because it was a shooting and it involved the LGBTQ LMNOP community. The three black young men that were murdered by another black young man. You're like, oh, yeah, go look it up right now. You're on the internet. Go look it up. The five, they weren't all white, but they weren't black. Students that were stabbed to death in Idaho, at the University of Idaho. Probably haven't heard about that at all either. Go ahead and look it up. So they're all tragedies. They're all terrible. Nobody's life is more important than anybody else's. But what I want you to realize is that although you believe that and I believe that, the common culture does not believe that. Not at all. They don't believe that everybody's life is the same. They believe there are people who are worth more to the culture than others. And you can tell that they do by what media covers and what shows up and in dumpster fires, like over here, like I got my Twitter dumpster fire right here. You can see the reflection of my glasses. This is the Twitter dumpster fire. So that's what you can tell by what they prioritize as important, who they prioritize as important. Pay attention, friends. Pay attention, because these folks aren't being sneaky. They're telling you right to your face. Your kids, not so important. And it depends on how they die. How we grade them as important. Yeah, how tall can we stand on their bodies? How tall can we get by standing on their bodies? The left is really good about standing on the bodies of dead people and proclaiming whatever. Just thought I'd mention it to you. Be right back. Hey, y'all. My name is Willie Lawson. Listen, you guys know that I'm a big football fan, right? College, pro, more college than pro, actually. Big, huge Florida State fan. The Florida game is coming up next week. Florida lost to Vandy. Ooh, they lost to Vandy this past weekend. Miami lost to Clemson. Florida State is both eligible, real live bowl eligible for the first time in a while. So I'm telling you, I like it. I really am. And I love to see Florida lose. And I think Florida's lost again. It just came out that somebody they offered a scholarship to, a young man by the name of Marcus Stokes, quarterback from Nice High School, like a lot of 17-year-old athletes, fans of rap music, and decided, I don't know, innocently enough, I'm guessing, to take his phone out, record himself singing popular rap song. Welcome back. Really? Doesn't seem like a big deal. Well, apparently there's a racial slur in a rap song. There's a racial slur in a rap song done by a black person ish, singing about, talking about, and using racial slurs. Hard to imagine. Hard to imagine. But there is. So this young man, 17 years old, decides that he would record himself singing that song. And my guess is it might be one of his favorite tunes, or a tune that he likes, and a tune that they like in the locker room or whatever. And gets on social media. University of Florida finds out about it somehow and decides to pull the kid scholarship. Now he's apologized, because somebody said, well, if you just say you're sorry, well, and the left says it all the time, just say you're sorry. They don't give a damn about you being sorry. The idea is that you are this kid at 17 years old is now labeled a Ku Klux Klan racist, and that's all there is to it, because he didn't know how to play the game, or he didn't even know there was a game to be played other than the one he plays on the field. He didn't know there was a game being played, and it's stacked against him. It is stacked against him. This is just one more reason why, for me, not to like the University of Florida. I mean, I have 1,006. Now this is just 1,007. So is it okay now? Because it was, I mean, during the Trump administration, it is okay to talk about the president's
Yeah. We talked about mental health elderly, so let's talk about this guy mental health.
The president's mental acuity, because there's sometimes where it seems to be lacking. Have you seen?
Sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes it's especially bad. I mean, I'm talking about sometimes it's like really bad. Like, have you seen the picture?
I was told not to take any questions.
I was told not to take any questions. They're going to be mad at me.
They're going to be mad at me.
Mr.
President, are you the president or are you five?
You see, what I want. See, the next question is, excuse me,
I was told to call on what you call for NBC. Who's telling you to call on?
That's the question that we ought to be asking. Who's telling you this?
I mean, I don't understand why nobody won't ask that question.
Is Jen Psaki actually the president?
Who's telling you to call on these people in the media?
Is Jen Psaki actually the president?
Probably so.
Well, hey everybody, my name is Willie Lawson, and you guys know that I do a lot of stuff on the internet, and you may think with what's happening on Twitter and what's happening on Facebook and what happened to Parler that the mainstream social media sources are really trying to rid themselves of conservative voices, and you'd be right. They most certainly are. But you know what? It isn't as bad as you think it is. It's worse. But there are people who are willing to be platformed for free speech. One of those places is freedomforum.website. freedomforum.website. You can go there and speak your mind. So come join us. Enjoy the freedom. Enjoy the fun. If you are a true blue conservative, small businesses are near and dear to your heart. They are the lifeblood of our life and economy. I believe this, and that's why my florist is not a website or phone number. My florist is Blooming Days Flower Shop, Tampa's premier flower shop. At 11618 North Florida Avenue here in Tampa, Florida, and at 6835 State Road 54 in Newport Richey. Call Christine at 813-933-1942 and at 727-232-6900. She can also be reached on the web at www.bloomingdays.com. One of the things that I get asked most is where can I get information that is not tainted with liberal bias, especially here in the Tampa Bay area. Well, now I have the answer. tbctampa.com, a website by and for Tampa area conservatives. Tampa's leading conservative voices speak freely at tbctampa.com. And you can too. So join the fun and enjoy the freedom at tbctampa.com. My name is Willie Lawson, and this is the Morning Report.